Hello, I'm Mr. Beckerton and I'm walking in Devon, which is in southwest England, and I've come across this river on my walk, which is the River Holywater. This river, I've worked out from looking at my OS map, is in the middle course of the river and it is a tributary to the River Exe. I know it's in the middle course because we're on this relatively flat area. We've got hills in the distance and most obviously we have a meander. So on this meander, if you come this way, I wanted to show you about how the water changes its velocity as it goes round. So as we can see, the discharge of the river is relatively high, and that's because we've had a few days of heavy precipitation before today. We can see the river bends round to the left from just here, and on the outside of the bend, which is on the right hand side, the water you can actually see is travelling faster, so the velocity is higher on the outside bend, and that means more erosion is taking place, things like hydraulic action, abrasion and attrition. On the inside bend, the velocity is much lower, which means the water is travelling slower, and you can see that it's slightly slower, and that means deposition is the predominant process taking place, and that means we end up with something called a slip-off slope. So on the right hand side it's much steeper, that's because erosion is taking place, and that's your river cliff. And on the inside bend, where there is more deposition, we've got our slip-off slope, or sometimes it's called a point bar, and that's because sediment's being dropped there, so you end up with this kind of more of a shallow bank and a really steep bank on the outside. Eventually, over time, more and more erosion is going to take place, and this meander will become more and more jagged and point out more into this field just here. Anyway, that's the River Holywater, and I thought I'd show you.